Good morning, bonne fête nationale, bonne fête la Saint-Jean, whichever one you choose. I guess there's like an age divide there. The younger people say fête nationale. If you're a little older, Saint-Jean. In any case, hope you're having a good holiday and appreciating this beautiful province. Let's talk to a potentially the next premier of Quebec, but he's the leader of a Conservative Party. Is that even possible? Is Quebec ready to elect its first Conservative even to the National Assembly? Éric Duhaime is here, the leader of the Conservative Party of Quebec. Hey, Éric.
Hi, Dan.
How are you?
Good, you?
Good. Nice to talk to you again. We used to host radio shows in the evening together here at CJAD. Had a lot of fun. How's your health, first and foremost?
Well, it's going well. As you know, I had a heart attack last December, but fortunately, I recovered very well. It took 3 months to in rehab, but now currently I feel better than ever.
Excellent. Good shape, stints, whole 9 yards?
Yeah, everything is. I mean, when it happens, it's it's very harmful, and but it's a very short period of time, and afterwards you have to go slowly and calmly, but you feel better, much better actually than before it happened.
Good for you. So coming up, do you think you really have a chance in Athabasca? Do we know when this election might take place?
Well, Athabasca, as you know, there's the former MNA here. Announced over a year ago that he was going to run federally for the Conservatives. He resigned over 3 months ago. He got elected federally for the Conservatives in Ottawa, and now the seat is vacant. The CAQ is going to announce its candidate on Friday. Mr. Legault is supposed to do that next Friday, so in 3 days. Yes, we have a good chance. When your opponents are publishing polls to say that they're leading by 1% and that the Conservatives are at 41% in the constituency right now, I think it's a very good sign. According to the Parti Québécois' own internal polls, we went up by 15 or 16% over the last few months. So it's a very good news for us, and we'll see. It could have a huge impact. As you know, a year before an election, a general election, these kind of by-elections could change the mood, politically speaking, and show that the true alternative to the CAQ is not to go back to the Parti Québécois, but have a fresh start with the Conservatives.
This is a big one for you. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, of course, especially with your condition. But it is a lot of pressure for you because this is the test case, right? I mean, has anyone calling themselves a Conservative truly ever won an election in Quebec?
Well, look, it's been 90 years that we haven't elected a Conservative MNA at the National Assembly, so it's going to be a huge, first if we do that almost in a century. But the odds are very good right now. It's a small C Conservative constituency. We had 25% of the votes last time. You have to know that the Quebec Conservatives, we started from scratch, and within a year we went from 0 to 25% here in Athabasca. And currently we're at 41% 3 years later. So there's certainly, a momentum right now. And we just have to talk to the voters, explain to them, we understand that you're furious at the CAQ. Everybody is in Quebec, but the Parti Québécois is not an alternative. It's the same old thing. We don't want another referendum, which Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon is obsessed with. And people want true solutions, here, like, this weekend, the price on gas went up again. Quebecers, as you know, pay 25 cents more per liter right now than anywhere else in Canada because we have a carbon tax that doesn't exist in the rest of the country. Everybody's wondering, why do we need to pay more taxes on gas than everybody else? Why are we so different? It's not the kind of distinction that Quebecers appreciate that much.
Your opponent has some controversy because of some youthful indiscretions. I guess he was taking part in some aggressive protesting, almost like a perfect opponent for you, Éric Duhaime, specifically. You're obviously well known in talk radio. You've been critical of the left, progressivism in Quebec. So to me, it looks like a perfect matchup for you. Anyway, are you having fun?
Well, yes, I'm having a lot of fun, and you're right to underline that my opponent was, detained for 41 days in prison 20-something years ago. He was considered a danger for society by a judge. He got recognized, he got a criminal record because of that. He was part of the leading a radical leftist, anti-capitalist, violent group, which is not, a small thing. And even 15 years later, he was still praising Fidel Castro. So I mean, it's the kind of opponent that people don't really appreciate, especially the seniors and the business people here in Arthabasca.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the go-gauche kind of contingent in Arthabasca, but I'm guessing it's pretty small.
Yeah, it's here there's a lot of small businesses. I call it the quiet Quebec. The one that wakes up very early in the morning, works hard all day, and feeds Quebecers. Because as you know, there's a lot of farms around here, and even the other businesses, they always depend on the agriculture industry. So it's the kind of Quebec that we don't hear a lot about, but is working very, very hard.
Éric Duhaime's with us. Maybe a conservative M&A for Quebec in a few weeks, first time in a couple generations. In terms of the area, I want to talk a little bit generally about Fête Nationale and Quebec. Yeah. And one thing in politics that does bug me, especially with the Quebec Liberal leadership race, was this focus on les régions, right? As if there's actually two regions. There's Montreal and there's les régions, and that's about as complex as we get.
Well, it's a little bit more complex than that. First of all, each region has its own color, but there's also something that unites us. And what united us last night as we were celebrating all across Quebec. And one thing that bugs me also is that there's a certain politicians that are trying to use the Fête Nationale or the Saint-Jean-Baptiste to say that it's a separatist party. And that's something that really bugs me because, we're all Quebecers. No matter of your vision on if Quebec should stay or not in Canada, no matter if you're left and right, no matter of your political opinions, actually, we're all Quebecers first and foremost, and that's what matters. And we have our national day like everybody else, and there's things that we're proud of as being Quebecers. There's things that we're less proud of, but it's not time to exacerbate tensions on our national day.
I remember in the last campaign you had, of course, the Bill 96 poster with the red bar through it. Here I see Pablo Rodriguez, now the leader of the Liberal Party, was Quebec's lieutenant for Justin Trudeau, did nothing on any of these issues at the time, not expecting miracles in terms of Anglo rights from Pablo Rodriguez. If he is premier one day, is Éric Duhaime the best option for minority rights in Quebec right now?
I think so, because I'm not, first of all, I'm not perceived and I'm not actually there to defend a lobby or Anglos or Francos. I'm there to defend all Quebecers. And I'm going to give you a very simple example of here in Arthabasca. We have a huge brand that sells washers and dryers all across Quebec. And I visited them a few weeks ago, and they told me how obsessed and how serious they were because of Bill 96. And it has nothing to do with Anglo rights. It's the fact that, inside of their washers and dryers, it's kind of engraved things in English. And there's an officer of l'Office de la langue française who visited them, and they wanted to make sure it was bilingual. And there's no way they could stick a sticker inside because it's going to stick on your clothes. And they're trying to figure out, you can't send someone to take his head inside the washer or the dryer and try to engrave things in French. And they're stuck. They have no clue how they could get rid of this. And obviously, they're manufacturing for the continent. They're not manufacturing for just the small market of Quebec. And how often do you put your head inside your washer or dryer to read what's written inside? I mean, and this is the kind of ridiculous bill that does nothing, to help French and to promote French in America, and does everything to piss off people and to bring us down as Quebecers. And that's the kind of thing that we need to get rid of. I think even Anglo-Quebecers now, those who are here are proud of being Quebecers. They're proud of, participating in something different in North America, and they're our allies to promote and preserve French. And we should take them as allies and stop looking at them as enemies.
Let me just repose the question as we leave here, Éric, because I think it's an important one. I do wonder if Éric and the Conservative Party of Quebec are the most rational or efficient vote for minority rights in the upcoming Quebec election. I'm asking the question. I don't know the answer, but I'm saying what I'm seeing from the Liberal Party isn't especially inspiring, and I do wonder if Éric can.
I think I'm sure I am. Why? Because I'm not there to promote or to defend minority or majority rights. I'm there to defend all Quebecers, and that's what conservatives are all about. Common sense. We want to make sure that we're all together, and we have to stop looking at each other like if we're that different or if we're enemies. It's the opposite. What's going on right now in Quebec, the real story is not the one that you read of people yelling at each other. The reality is that we never had so many Anglophones sending their kids to French school. We never had so many Francophones being bilingual. We never had so many Anglophones marrying a Francophone, and so on and so forth. I mean, our two communities have never been as much in harmony right now as we are, and our politicians are trying to exacerbate tensions between those two communities, and that's what needs to stop.
Éric Duhaime, leader of the Conservative Party of Quebec. Thanks, Éric. Have a good summer.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Dan.
Take
Bye-bye.
Care. Bye.